Morning everybody, Bald&curious here. I'm gonna do a video boy style. Morning coffee for you folks out there. It's way too early for morning coffee. It's about 8:30 a.m. in here, which means it's about 2:30 on the East Coast and what about 11:30 on the West Coast. So yeah, some of you probably didn't go to bed yet. Anyway, didn't get a whole lot of sleep last night. Tried to stay up to catch a three guys gun chat, got about half of it and called it quits, went to bed. Like to head. I'm just got back from London. I'm at my wife's my sister-in-law's place. And let me show you the beautiful countryside first. Check this out. And my brother-in-law's doing some work at his house. Check this out. Isn't that beautiful? And I'm representing Team Farmageddon. Anywho, got an interesting text last night from my good friend Rick over at Is Your Six Covered. And yeah, he knew I'm traveling, yeah, and I'm guessing he's traveling. And his question was, do you feel safe in these big cities? I'm assuming he's worrying about, I guess, the gun laws and stuff that you can't really have guns. And to be honest, didn't give it a whole lot thought. I knew coming here, obviously couldn't bring a gun. I did pack a mace and a pocket knife. I don't really consider my pocket knife a defensive tool. I'm maybe like a last ditch, but anyway, ask my wife the same question. And 3 days we spent in London. Now we absolutely didn't have a single sense of being insecure, given we stayed at Crown Plaza, big ass fancy hotel right in the middle of the London with a view of the Parliament. So I imagine the security was pretty good. But what I did notice is that, by the way, I'm gonna make a little video of the UK trip as well. But what I did notice is, or what I didn't notice was there was no cops for 3 days. The only cops I saw is the very first moment we arrived. They had a fire alarm go on in Luton Airport, and they evacuated, pretty much kicked everybody out of the airport in a matter of 2 minutes. And I saw two cops with the machine guns, and two regular cops with nightsticks. Uh, the the whole stay in the city, again, the only time I really saw cops were we stopped at the convenience store, bought a couple of things, and there were two cops probably at the end of their shift buying coffee and whatnot. And those two cops were armed to their teeth with the machine guns, but I didn't see a single street cop. I saw a couple of cars go by. I heard a lot of cars go by at night. And what I did saw was a shit ton of cameras on every freaking corner there was. So I'm assuming that's the way they watch the city. Now, compare it to last year's trip when we went to Prague and Rome. Prague had quite a bit of police force presence, and they were armed. And Rome had a big military and police presence, pretty much by every major site. There were two armed, I'm assuming soldiers. They looked like soldiers to me, fully armed. And I mean, everywhere you turn, you saw a cop. Dog's making a noise. Everywhere you turn, you saw a cop. So, um, from my understanding, is although I didn't experience anything, London's supposed to be pretty violent town. I'm assuming it's mostly due to the gangs and probably on the outskirts of the town, similar to Detroit or Chicago, or even in New York. And uh, Rome, on the other hand, is really low with the violent crimes. From what I understand, you can be a victim of a pickpocket or something like that, but that's about all that happens in there. But I'm pretty sure that all the major cities, if you go and you don't go look for trouble, you are gonna feel pretty safe. Uh, unless you really go looking for it. If you don't stay up at 2 in the morning and go by yourself through dark alleys and whatnot, I'd say you'll be fairly fine. Uh, so, do I feel safe? Yeah. Do I feel safer with the gun nearby? It's all relative. I feel safe in my own town because I kind of it's a small community and never really had any issues. So don't think you're gonna have a major problems uh, as far as getting attacked or anything. But then again, what sparked my self-awareness, I would say, is in 3 days in London, we experienced three different fire alarms. One was, I assume it was a fire alarm. One was at Luton Airport, literally minutes after we arrived. One was at the hotel. That was we were literally walking out the door when it came off. And the third one was in the aquarium. We literally just walked in, looked at a couple of things, and the alarm went off, and they evacuated the whole building. And while they evacuated the whole building, I noticed a significant lack of cameras and the staff and a lot of places to hide. So it looked to me like if somebody wants to do harm, it would be fairly easy to trip the alarm and maybe stash something somewhere. Although they check you coming in with the scanner and whatnot, but it didn't really look like a whole lot. They looked in the bag, but no, I'm sure you can get in something and do some harm. So you know, do you feel safe? Do I feel safe? Yeah, I feel relatively safe. As I think safety is a relative term. So, do you feel smarter or dumber? I have no idea. As always, have fun, keep shooting, and I'll keep drinking coffee.